And welcome back
It's basically Spy Game.
to Cinema Vino. This movie is a lot like Spy Game once you really boil it down to it. I mean, River runs through it. Yeah, it's the whole...
Yeah.
Is this not Major League?
That was a hell of a movie. When we did that one for our baseball pod, I thought, this is a good movie. I enjoyed Major League quite a bit.
Major League is a good movie.
It's a great movie.
So welcome back to Cinema Vino. We got Travis Budd.
Hey.
Sean Jordan.
Hi.
Taylor Owens.
Yo.
And my name is Todd. And here we are. So this is going to be the last of our summer series. And it's the last of our summer series. It's the third podcast we're doing tonight. So we are vaguely activated. So bear with us here.
Just vaguely.
Yeah. So this whole episode is going to be a barrel of monkeys. So for this episode, we are drinking the Casa Silva. This is a Carmenere from Chile.
This is a departure.
Yeah. And so, basically to fit in with the next series we're going to do, I'm picking wines from either areas that we haven't done very much of or grapes that we haven't done very much of. And this one actually fits both categories. We haven't done a lot of Carmeneres. We haven't done a lot of Chilean wines.
This is peppery.
Yeah.
Go with sea bass. Chilean.
Yeah. We had a Fleming's.
Oh my God.
Filet mignon last night.
Yeah. I'll pass on the pepper,
So,
garçon.
We went to a very good steak place named Fleming's last night. We had a filet mignon. This would have gone great with that. So,
Garçon.
Do you guys do a little pepper with your fettuccine
means
alfredo, or you sans pepper?
Garçon means
you always get,
Garçon means boy.
you always get pepper.
A little pepper.
Little pepper.
I mean,
with your
fettuccine, it's just, that's just butter, a little pasta water.
Oh my God.
A little Parmesan.
Man, that is very peppery. That's very, that's got some oomph.
It's like sniffing a pepper shaker.
Yeah, I don't dislike it.
At a lovely restaurant, you get a pour and you say, leave the bottle.
Yeah.
Can you do that when they come over to Great Cheese and come over and let me know when
leave
it
the
was
wedge.
Yeah, thanks. Leave the wedge.
just leave the stick of Parmesan.
Yeah.
We
We got it from here.
Yeah.
We.
You guys pay for this? This is money? Just put it on my card.
Is this extra?
leave the wedge.
Yeah, if y'all got a wheel, just bring a wheel over here.
Yeah.
Let me have the whole thing.
What's your house wheel?
Jesus, take the wheel.
Does that say U.S. government?
Got that government cheese.
Anyway, it's peppery. It's good.
Yeah, so this is, surprising. I haven't had a Carmenere in a little bit. This is 2023 Chilean Carmenere. This is a good food wine if you're having something that has that kind of peppery kick to it.
What's the strumpf?
and even like a little bit of a green pepper.
13?
Yeah, 13ish.
Is it? I assume it's Chilean, so
Yeah.
it's got to be.
It is 14. 14%.
Who spilled?
Nah, no worries. Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, am I right?
Did you say it's 14%?
14%.
14.
Yeah.
There's a dude on Instagram making a mead out of Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and he estimates that it's going to be about 14%.
I saw that he did a Mountain Dew mead,
Yeah, he did Mountain Dew at first.
and now he's doing Baja Blast.
And now he's doing Baja Blast.
That's incredible. Apparently,
Trav, why are you not doing that? And maybe sampling it on this very podcast.
no, apparently the Mountain Dew mead he made was really good.
Yeah,
It
he
mellowed
said
out the
this one is
sugars.
better.
That's incredible. I can't wait.
Okay, so I'm waiting to see the end of his, and then I'll order the kit, and maybe we'll have some
Kit?
Baja Blast mead in about 6 to 8 months.
I'm looking for an RC Cola mead.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a Mountain Dew
going
Code Red.
Jolt.
Do that RCM,
Yeah.
the RC Cola mead.
Oh.
Do that Shasta mead.
Surge.
I like RC over like a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It might be a hot take, but Royal Cola, excellent. Excellent cola.
It's delicious.
Especially with ice cream.
Yes.
They dialed it in.
Little float.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. RC Cola float, yeah. Can't beat it.
You don't want to diet right, though. Diet right
No.
is right out.
No. Yeah, that's how you become ill. So,
But this Chilean,
It's like I'm
this is
drinking
okay
a
stuff.
peppercorn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the green pepper flavor.
Yeah.
Just outrageous.
yeah.
Earthy.
Get you
Green pepper?
Get you a pizza with green
Yeah.
peppers all over it. Have some of this.
You know, I'm growing some peppers right now. I got some peppers from the farmer's market. I'm growing shishito peppers. I'm growing a pepper called Death Spiral.
Oh, nice.
What's your Scoville?
1.4 million.
What's a regular jalapeno?
Like 20.
Beans
No, I
and
don't. I
rice.
think a regular jalapeno is
40? Or is that a pickled jalapeno?
a
is
regular
40?
jalapeno is in the low thousands.
Ah.
I believe.
I like
And you're at 1.4.
I like how Travis, what's your Scoville? Like he knew what he was talking about, and then he's like, 2 billion. He's like, okay, well, what's a regular jalapeno? It was just like, wait, what?
What is something I've tasted?
Yeah,
before?
he's like, that's great, man. But what's a regular pepper? It's like, what?
I need to just Google what a jalapeno Scoville is.
Is that a Trinidad scorpion pepper? What's the scoop?
No, I think the hottest pepper right now is like I think it's like a Pepper X or something.
Yeah.
And I think that's like
Elon Musk.
That's like
Yeah.
2 point something million.
Only Elon Musk has it. Yeah. Pepper X.
Pepper X.
I've heard about it.
And when it's like watching those hot ones videos, it's like, what is the purpose of that? Like
To burn your butthole.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I made a hot sauce last year. I did a fermented hot sauce with jalapenos and habaneros. It was great. Mm-hmm. What do you got? What's a jalapeno?
Jalapeno is 2,500 to 8,000.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Okay, so we're talking. If we're talking Dragon Ball Z power levels, a jalapeno is like sub Kaioken in the Saiyan saga.
Spirit Bomb.
It's around when he's fighting Raditz. I'm talking like Super Saiyan 2 Cell Saga. It's a hefty pepper.
They're not even using the eye thing to check that power levels anymore. They're just saying, shit.
They gave up.
They're just going, it's over 5,000.
Once they hit 9,000, they went.
Carolina Reaper's the big one you said?
No, I think Pepper X is the big one.
Well, this is outdated scale.
Okay, so
then.
a Carolina Reaper, it has at
1.4
to 2.2. Yeah, there's some hotter peppers.
It used to be the Trinidad Scorpion. New sheriff in town now, I guess.
They're making hotter peppers, hotter and hotter these days.
Anyway, this is a good pepper.
I feel like Randy Quaid at Independence Day when he's at the bar. They all come asking questions. He just goes. He just gets up from the bar. He understands what they're saying, but he doesn't understand what they're saying. It's like,
speaking of Quaid, I think my movie's going to be Inner Space with Dennis Quaid.
There we go.
Yeah.
Tasty wine.
So reeling this back in,
Peppers.
The Natural was released May 11th, 1984, 40 years ago now.
Same year as those turnarounds.
If this
Stop
movie,
me now.
if this movie was born today,
You can stop me now.
It's your snake.
Don't stop the feeling.
Yeah.
Talking heads.
There we go. Stop making sense.
Stop making sense.
There it is.
Stop me now.
Having such a good
And
time.
I like the Don't Turn Around. That's the second Ace of Base reference you cooked up for us here.
It's always in the background.
Yeah.
It's like buzzing like tonight. It's like Baby Driver.
It's always simmering. This was directed by Barry Levinson, who won an Oscar later for Rain Man, and went on to a pretty storied career directing movies. Cinematography was by Caleb Deschanel, who was an Oscar-nominated cinematographer.
Is he
He
relation
the
to
parent of Zoe and the
Father,
other
Emily, yeah.
Bones.
Zooey.
He is the dad.
He is.
Music by Randy Newman, this is one of his most famous pre-Pixar scores.
Yep.
I believe Oscar-nominated.
How's it go?
I mean, I know you could meow this.
Left foot, right foot.
left foot.
I don't know what it is.
Wait, was that in this movie? I missed that part.
Have you seen the video of the guy doing Randy Newman doing the Yin Yang Twins?
Shit. Oh my God. I think yes.
Wait till you see the hole.
Also,
send
Family
it to you
Guy.
later.
Family Guy kills it also with Randy
That was
Newman.
kind of Michael McDonald you had going
It
there.
was. Every impression's always Michael McDonald.
You've got a friend in me. I gotta say, the funniest part of 4-year-old version was when they had that Michael McDonald every screen in that video store.
Yamo be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Yamo be there.
So, this grossed just under $50 million against a budget of $28 million.
It's kind of shitty.
Yeah, surprising for so much of a hit as this has become.
I'm surprised it was a $28 million budget.
Yeah, we got to think about that. The cast,
Actors, yeah.
I guess it's hard.
Duvall,
It's hard
just
to
like-
gauge where like these actors were in 1984.
I
I don't know where they were in their career. I know where Duvall was, but Redford.
I mean, this was probably peak Redford.
Peak Redford, yeah.
I mean, the 70s, 80s was peak Redford. Robert Redford, Robert Duvall, Kim Basinger, Glenn Close, Barbara Hershey, Wilford Brimley, Richard Farnsworth.
All the budget went to Wilford Brimley.
Oh, 100%.
And they had to get all those little things, the little gauges for his
food
insulin.
budget.
Yeah.
What was the Robert Redford movie? Was it Spy Game that we watched?
Sneakers.
Sneakers. Spy Game was with Brad Pitt.
Brad
Yeah.
Pitt.
Okay, continue.
They look like father and son.
They kissed.
Can't tell them apart, you know?
And then a very young Michael Madsen as the
Holy shit.
the young hot shot player.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Wand.
also Joe Don Baker. This is a lot of 6 degrees of separation you can take care of in this one movie.
And Joey Lauren Adams.
Wasn't the Bat Boy someone who turned out to be famous too?
I don't know. I didn't recognize him offhand.
would've
That might be
believed
worth googling. But
My
I
I
phone's
would
over
have
there,
believed him
otherwise
for
I'll
one
look it up.
second. But
Guys, I didn't watch this movie. I'm sorry.
yeah, I get it.
I couldn't afford the $3.99 it was to rent it. It wasn't streaming.
times are tough in the Bud house. So this is loosely drawn from Arthurian legend and various other mythologies.
Yeah.
The baseball team's called the Knights, and Roy Hobbs gets Wonder Boy from the down tree by lightning, like the sword and the stone.
And The Simpsons.
Wait, I thought this was supposed to be the Odyssey.
And there's also
It's
elements
also
of Homer.
The Odyssey.
Elements of Homer.
Homeric.
Yes, it is.
You can't say that. I can.
Did you read the notes?
Not on this one.
And so basically, it's like, you got the lightning, which is Zeus. You got Barbara Hershey and Kim Basinger are sirens. The bookie,
Cyclops.
Yeah, the bookie is the Cyclops.
Yep.
The judge is Hades. He always keeps it dark. It's like hell.
Hades gets a bad rap.
Yeah, apparently.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah. Can't not have him.
He wasn't a bad guy.
No, he's doing a job.
He's just the,
Yeah.
He just drew the
boss
short
of-
straw.
Yeah.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah, he got the underworld. He didn't get the ocean. He didn't get sky. He got hosed.
Yeah.
But he did get Persephone.
So there you go.
6 months out of year.
Yeah, I was
Not
going to say,
bad.
for a little bit.
'Cause 6 out of 12 ain't bad.
So Robert Redford plays Roy Hobbs, who at the start of the movie is a major league prospect who has otherworldly talent. And destiny delays and almost destroys his dream of being a major leaguer.
In like the early 1920s,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he doesn't end up getting his big shot until he's on the brink of middle age.
In 1939, I think is
Yeah.
the year.
Much like The Rookie.
Yes,
Is it?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pre-runner to those kind of
Yeah.
deals where like the older guy comes back to take his big shot
Yeah.
at the big leagues. And then once he does, he instantly becomes like a Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio type folk hero who, hits home runs and wins games and brings the New York Knights back within reach, striking distance of the pennant, which means that, again, it's a major league deal where if they lose and secretly the front office is trying to always in baseball movies trying to lose on purpose.
Yep.
And then always there's that undercurrent.
Because every baseball fan wants to pretend that somebody is out to get them.
Yeah.
And that there's someone at fault for their team being terrible.
Your team can't be just shitty. There has to be like sabotage.
has to be someone sabotage.
Yeah.
There's an evil owner trying to like ruin everything.
Yeah.
So
Twiddling a mustache somewhere.
exactly. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Sean, I want to start with you. You didn't like this movie.
Didn't like this movie. I'd never seen it. Some people still haven't.
Yeah.
I was so fucking upset that Robert Redford was 48 years old,
Oh God.
playing
Yeah.
a 20-year-old, looking like a 48-year-old in the 80s. Like a 48-year-old in the 80s is a rough 48.
Yeah.
And this dude's out here trying to be a 20-year-old prospect, wearing like a little sweater vest, acting all suave.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Well, the funny thing was,
No, sir.
Later in the movie, they have two guys, like the guy who pitches to him at the end, and then the kid who plays his son, look exactly like him.
Oh, yeah.
They could have had one of those actors like, no, you're young Robert Redford.
Yeah. Be young Robert Redford. No,
then-
instead they're just like, all right, Robert, you got it.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to be in the room for that conversation that happened. That was like, we'll just have him play him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's 16 years ago. That's fine.
That's easy.
Even when he gets to the pros, he's still supposed to be like a early to mid 30-year-old.
Yeah.
The man is 48 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
This man is on the other end of the mountain.
He had some injuries.
It's so upsetting. That
Yeah,
one
no.
casting choice, I couldn't get past it.
So, okay. Let's say that they had cast like one of those other actors to play
Sure.
young Robert.
Sure.
What would your opinion have been then?
I would have been a whole point up from that casting choice. I was so upset the entire movie.
Yeah. It's hard to get past.
Yeah.
It is,
and then the guy in the outfield who runs through the outfield wall
Oh yeah.
And dies.
and dies off camera. Like he ran through the wall and exploded. Like
And I will confess that like 8-year-old me loved.
You saw it. You were just like,
Yeah.
whoa.
But even in that scene where they talk about that they cut to the funeral, and I'm just like, he ran through the wall, and he's dead. That doesn't make any
I've
sense.
run through walls. I didn't die.
Yeah.
Note to self: don't give 110% when you play baseball.
Don't run down those fly balls that hard.
He did not go to Pizza Hut after that game.
No.
Oh, he didn't get the TMNT
He played
trailer
right field.
ending.
He played right field.
It's important.
And his name was Bump.
Did
Hit
Richie
the wall.
Bump.
Did Richie like this movie? I feel like I've heard him talk about it.
assume he
Remember,
would.
he's
It's a
like,
baseball movie. He would.
I don't want to speak for Richie, but I guarantee you he loved this movie.
I guarantee, yeah, 100%.
The beginning of the movie.
Can he justify himself?
He makes the bat,
Text me
right?
now.
He gets the bat from like the lightning strike, and he turns it into like his Wonder Boy.
His Excalibur.
Yeah.
Literally, the first thing I said was, "That bat's going to break in the third act."
Yeah.
What happened
Yeah.
in the final game where he's trying?
Before the final pitch.
Final at bat. What does he do? He fouls it off.
Yeah.
Breaks his bat.
Yeah.
So fucking annoyed. I was so pissed. I was like, yeah.
Well, he was throwing the pitcher was throwing inside to him, man.
He's got to
It's
let
like-
the pitches come to him.
Yeah.
I just read Moneyball for the second time. I know my shit.
I don't know. I was. If I had watched this as a kid, maybe I would have had like a different level of respect
yeah,
for it.
I don't know.
fucking hated this movie.
So
Just because it was so predictable, it was so cliche, and maybe it's because they tried shoehorning in so many tropes, and they tried like really heavy-handedly doing it, like her standing up in the wearing white with the halo of light coming down on her.
angelic, yeah.
It is so not subtle. It's just so ham-fisted the entire movie.
Sounds delicious.
I was pissed. I give it like a 4.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Take.
I'm a little different. I hated this movie as a kid. So when I played baseball early on, I remember the one thing.
You were scared of the outfield wall?
Yes. It was like, but everyone kept telling me, like, you got to watch this film because he knocks the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
So I thought this was like the most amazing event in cinematic history. It was not.
No.
And so
Very
as a
anticlimactic.
kid, I was pissed.
Yeah.
So we watched this film, and I was a young kid being like, okay, he knocks the cover of the ball. Everything's in slow motion. He gets muddy. What the fuck? I was like, this is a terrible film. And then half the movie is, it is a good drama about like, oh, the baseball team, we're going to sell it, or we're going to not sell it, or we're trying to make our money.
Gotta get the pennant.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, by the way, this guy's old as fuck, and he's got a child or doesn't have a child. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're also gambling on, or you throw the game. I'm like, what is happening right now? I was like, I'm a small kid. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I rewatched this a few months ago. I think it was on TV, start of the baseball season in April.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I go, oh, I get it now. And I was like, I understand it.
Yeah.
And it was like, and also being a huge Simpsons fan, when they played a huge part off that, it's like, they had their whole softball episode, which was a playoff of that, of Wonder Bat.
Isn't Barry Bonds in there?
It's like, he's not in that one, but it was great. It's like, hey, I got my lucky bat. It's like, oh, I got my lucky, and I think Lenny's holding up like a mannequin leg. He's like, oh, I got my lucky bat too. But it was just like, it was like, I think I liked it more when I watched it on TV with commercials. I do think I liked it more because it became more of a comedic value, but also as I get older, I appreciate the film.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, I get what you guys were trying to do. It was like, it was 1984.
Yeah.
You got your best actors you could. And when did Field of Dreams come out? In the 90s?
89.
80, yeah, I thought it was early 90s. So it's like, so I get what you're trying to do, but like, you just didn't hit the mark on it for me. It was like, but I remember watching it and being like, I know what you were trying to do, and I loved some of the scenes, like when he's in batting practice and he's just hitting homers, and fucking Wilford Brumley is just sitting there spitting out of the corner, and then he goes in and just... for me, this elaborate long drinking water scene. He comes back, like, well, we're going to check your bat. If it's all good, go shag some balls. And I'm like, what just happened? I was like, why was that a 45-minute scene?
Yeah.
I was like,
Wilford Brimley can chew up a scene.
I know. I was like, why was that even a thing?
Bless his heart.
And the hitting coach the entire time didn't say a word.
No.
He just looked over, and I was like, what is happening right now? And I kind of giggled. And I was like, but I get what they were trying to do. It's like, I was like, it was the days when they were just like, it was like, we were just showing cinematic stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Just hanging brain.
It's like, okay, thank you. But it was like, but it was like, but it was like
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
It's like, but like 3 home run balls. They went into the outfield. They knocked the cover off the ball. That was a huge cinematic thing.
Yep.
Like the woman in the outfield. Oh, I was banging some other hoe. I'm not banging her now. Let me just hit this ball and just shatter everything and make a whole lot of bright things.
The fucking sorry, I have to go back to this. The final scene where he hits the home run ball into the lights, and all of them explode.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Inexplicably?
Not real.
That's not a thing.
What?
No,
That's not how electricity works.
no.
That's not how wires work. The wires were
And
exploding.
I remember back in the day, David Letterman and I think Paul Schaefer had a ping pong tournament where one of them sent the ball up into the lights and they all exploded and sparks were raining down all over all of them.
No.
Yeah.
But
Piss me off.
Spoofed many times.
so as a child, I absolutely hated this movie because it was like everyone was like, oh, hit the cover off the ball. Wow. I was like, oh, I gotta see this. I'm like, oh, what, this little bitch?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is stupid. And then I got older. I was like, okay, he's still a little bitch, but I kind of like where the story was going. So as I got older, I did like the story a little bit more. It was still. It was kind of a sog, man. It was a long
like
film.
2.5
Yeah, I was like, it was
hours.
a long film, and like, as a goddamn, I feel bad saying this. As a classical film, I have to give it maybe like for me, I'm like, well, it's got to be a 6 because it is a classical film. But, god damn it. Maybe even a 7 as a classical film, and I'd give it a 6. Because a 7 is like, I get it, classical baseball film, but I just, even rewatching it, I get more of it. I understand it. It's well done. It's like everyone in there didn't suck ass. Their careers clearly continued.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, it just didn't do it for me.
I'm a 7 too.
So
Even the second time.
What's the movie? There's a trifecta of like young baseball movies: Rookie of the Year, Angels in the Outfield, and then the one where the kid is the manager.
Little Big League.
Little Big League. Are those 3 baseball movies better than The Natural?
I don't think so, but
I'd say The Natural is made for adults, not for kids.
Again, Sean said it perfectly. The Natural is made for adults that maybe could think, oh, I could have done that. Oh, I could have made it
with
big.
some kid sensibilities.
I could still try out. I could go play for the New York Knights.
It's like The Natural was
They
made
don't
for,
really exist, so it's probably easier to try out for.
But do those, like, if you had to spend an evening watching a movie, would you rather watch?
I would not. I would watch all those 3 before The Natural.
Okay,
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying I would choose those before that.
I'm saying it's a bad movie.
and that those 3 are better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, same thing. I was like,
these 3 are better.
I would watch
The Natural.
every one of those before The Natural.
I would watch The Natural before Angels in the Outfield.
Okay.
Ooh, Danny
Glover
Glover didn't like that.
I would watch.
Like, may he rest in peace.
But that was an error, though. That's when you can make an entire movie about an elephant being dropped in a giant crate.
Oh,
in
Dumbo
Vietnam.
drop.
Yeah.
Now,
different time.
Would you rather watch Artax drowning in Neverending Story again, or The Natural?
Never ending story.
I'm gonna go The Natural. That's how much Sean did not like this movie.
You would watch.
I might go to that.
Is it just the Artax scene or is it the full movie?
Oh, it's just the Artax scene.
Oh, then The Natural. Yeah.
No.
Who just watched his Artax drowning? That's so sad. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's how I start my day.
Travis gets
I'm
his
just
message
like,
would you like to watch something else now?
Artax.
Netflix. Are
Would
you
you
still
like
watching?
to know more?
Yes, I am. Back it up. Play it again.
Travis,
that's how I wake up in the morning, just so I know the world is cold and dead.
This is Billy from Netflix. You're watching A-Tracks. You're drowning quite a bit, man. Are you okay?
Concerned about it.
Are you okay? Well, no, it's just my motivational. Okay.
Meta AI reached out to me already.
We've put a
They're
flag
like,
on
"Are you
your
okay?"
account. We're not going to let you watch this many times. There's actually a soft limit, and you're really heavily approaching it.
And now I hope there's a Billy from Netflix.
Are you watching it gleefully or like sadly? Or like both?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just love horse
Is this for
meat.
school or
Drown that fucking horse again.
I just love horse meat. I don't know, man.
so muddy?
Anyway, Todd.
So
delicious turtle meat. Oh yeah, what is turtle pie out here? Do you ever
don't
think
know.
Travis needs to watch the movies.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Thank you, Taylor. So for me, it's weird. Like the young me loved this movie. Like,
How old were you when you watched it? Like,
I mean, I was very young, little league, like, second grade young, the first time I ever saw this. And, it's like, wow, he hit the cover off the ball, he hit the clock at, Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
Whoa. Busted out. It was like, oh my God, that's awesome. I loved it then. And at that time period, because I was, playing baseball and I was obsessed with Major League Baseball, this was definitely one of my favorite movies then. And so, I mean, it's definitely downgraded since then for sure. And I mean, I won't lie that it's not the same.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate it in a different way. It's nowhere near, it can't be what it was then, but I appreciate it in a different way about how it basically approaches how baseball in American, like the American psyche is like it's the most superstitious, it's the most supernatural, it's like the most fantastical sport where it's like, the home runs are crazy, it's like, Mickey Mantle's supposed to hit a home run 600 feet, and how it's like Babe Ruth points to center field, with his bat.
Okay, if Babe Ruth was maxing out his pitches at 65 miles an hour, he's probably knocking him in the center field when he wants to.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him hit a 95 mile per hour slider.
No.
That's true. But it's also like how baseball's kind of always been that way of like how
it has the most mojo behind it of any sport.
The most vibe, the most spirituality to it.
Yeah.
Even Bull Durham, the movie we watched back in the day for the baseball series.
Bill Durham?
Bull Durham.
Bill?
William.
Yeah. Bill Durham.
His friends call him Bill.
Willie Durham?
Bill Durham's the knockoff. But that approaches how the game is has a sort of, like I said, mojo to it. And it's like, I appreciate the movie now for that reason, about how it's like there's kind of an otherworldly aspect to it. It's like how Roy Hobbs' talent is not, it's like given to him. It seems to be
A blessing from the gods.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a thunderbolt. And how, again, it's like when he's chasing the pennant and all that kind of stuff, you see the thunder in the sky, and it's almost like the gods intervening. It's like there's a fantastical element to it. And, I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
That side to it.
Yeah.
About how, again, it's like, I forget what it was. I was watching some college game where these guys were literally doing this thing where they have these empty pots and pans and they're acting like they're cooking every time before somebody goes to bat, and they have to keep doing it before every.
Oh, the College World Series is the most entertaining piece of baseball in the world, because it's these there was a baseball team this year, and Travis, I don't know if you know this.
Savannah Bananas?
No, the college basically dissipated, and the team that was playing was basically playing for a college that didn't exist anymore.
Huh.
And they made it into almost the semifinals of the College World Series.
What was the name of the team?
I have no fucking idea.
Fuck. Sorry. I got derailed.
Savannah Bananas.
I got derailed.
That was borderline accurate.
That's a real baseball
I know. I was like, Travis, that's not a college team, but
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Savannah Bananas.
Can you imagine if that team was playing in the College World Series?
Hey, I've been watching a couple of their games on YouTube.
Sir, you have a TV. Travis, God damn it.
I just leave it on in the background. I'm just like, well,
It's like you're watching the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, I was like,
Man,
that's the only
March
baseball
Madness, am I
I've
right,
watched.
guys?
Savannah
Again,
Bananas record 2024.
For our fans out there, I realize
9-1.
I said that there were three main, the kid baseball films, Angels in the Outfield, Rookie of the Year, and Little Big League. I know Sandlot exists. It's clearly better than whatever movie we're talking about. But I just needed to say that. All the people in our comments, and I see you, Buffalo Bill 66. No, I will not have it. I know Sandlot exists. Don't you fucking at me in the comments again, you piece of shit.
Okay.
Sorry.
But
he knows what he did.
Listen, Buffalo Bill, feel free to comment whatever you want. It's fine.
Put the lotion in the basket.
It's Buffalo Bill 66. I don't know if that's maybe the year he was born. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Put the lotion in the basket.
And I'm also not 100% sure he knows what his emojis that he uses means.
Not in full control of his emojis.
No.
Jesus Christ. So anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
long story short, TLDR, I would give this a 7. It's
Yeah,
like,
I think-
8-year-old me would have given this a 10.
See, I would have given it less.
Yeah.
But the older I got, give it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine I would give it like a 5.5 or a 6. I didn't watch it, but
But yeah, I mean, it's like now I appreciate it in a different way watching it. I mean, it was like from the more, like we said, the adult way it approaches like the childlike aspects of baseball. I mean, how it's like it's the silliness of baseball, but it's like a silliness that takes itself seriously.
Well, it fit the whole not to cover off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It was pouring rain. There was lightning. It's like
They get a hypnotist to come in there and like all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
how can you not be romantic about baseball?
But like in that sense, I think that's where all of the allusions to like Homer and the Knights Around the Table takes away from the movie.
Yeah.
Is that it's so ham-fisted that it makes those elements of the movie cheaper.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, no, there actually is magic. There actually is a jinx. There actually is like a spirit of baseball that's like guiding his arm. Mm-hmm. It takes away from the fact that like, yeah, he's a really good baseball player that got taken away from the game.
Just like Monty Python said. I think, forget it, Camelot. It's a silly place.
It's a silly place.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
It's just a model.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think about like in Bull Durham where, Kevin Costner's lecturing Tim Robbins, and like you said, they take the spirituality of baseball and literalize it, where they're like, Kevin Costner telling him like, if you think that you're losing because you're getting laid or because you're not getting laid, it's because you are.
Yeah.
Because baseball is the ultimate game where you get into your head, especially for Tim Robbins as a pitcher.
Yeah.
That's where you get into your own brain. That's basically what he's trying to tell him there. It's like you're into your own. You're stuck in yourself, where you think if it's happening because of this or not happening because of the kind of underwear you're wearing, then that's what it is.
Ooh. I'm paying attention.
And I think that's one of my favorite things about baseball is like watching the playoffs where the players don't wash their helmets. Mm-hmm. Like you see them with like the pine tar all over the helmets, just super filthy, or they don't shave, the stupid stuff like that still somehow has lingered into like the 2020s.
Yeah.
Love it. I love that aspect of baseball. Yeah. It's so fun because it's stupid and inconsequential. But, if players need that, great.
And so it's like the Natural is almost like a spoof of that. It's almost like it sends that, if you look at it that way.
I don't mean Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball.
And again, but even that, I mean, all the movies you watch, there's always like the curses. There's stuff that has to be like your bat's cursed, the pitcher's cursed. Like we need somebody, in Bull Durham where they're like, we got to get a chicken head out here.
Do an exorcism out in right field.
Yeah. So that shows up in all the baseball movies. It's almost like a prerequisite. And
you don't see that with, Air Bud.
No, you don't. Maybe some of the sequels. I didn't get more than 3 or 4 in.
I think one of the Ernest movies he played baseball, but I can't remember which one though. But
that's the crossover we're missing. Air Bud and Ernest.
Yeah.
How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?
You're telling me this dog can play baseball?
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there owning a fireworks stand. That has no frame reference.
Yeah, no, that's...
So basically, what I have boiling down to one sentence. The story's overlong and over the top, and your enjoyment will hinge entirely on how much you can forgive it for that.
Yeah.
Was Robert Redford hogging out?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No, well...
No.
Not in those pants.
He does have some blonde hair, though.
Pinstripes?
Yeah. I think he had an adjustment later on. In the 80s, he was not hogging.
Mm-hmm.
You think you got implants?
Yeah, there's a mini hog.
Hog plants.
Hog plants.
He answered one of those emails where the word penis has a 5 in it.
It's hot now. You're just being vulgar.
This has been another episode of Sin and Vino.
Has it?
And
It has.
It's been something that happened. We thank you guys very much for going along with us on this journey of the natural
Scoville units.
and Scoville units.
1.4 million.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry I didn't watch the movie. Sorry it ruined your Black Panther party.
I kind of like this though, where you just kind of chime in
Yeah.
with gibberish, and
Yeah. It's what I'm best at, really.
it's almost
I
like
can't talk about cinematography, but a random turtle pie in your neighborhood, I can talk about that.
Yeah, it's like that could be our challenge: to stay on target, stay on conversation with Travis.
Stay on
like,
target.
talking nonsense behind us.
If you make that into a game, this will be an hour and a half episode. I can do it.
So we got Travis Budd,
Hey,
John Jordan,
Hey.
Taylor Owens.
Yo.
My name's Todd Wofford. Great movies, only drunker, and we will keep this going. So next time we'll have Stop Making Sense. We've recorded these all out of order, so it's a little bit tough. But yeah, that'll be the next episode you guys see.
Whose idea was this?
I don't know. But it's kind of fun. It's kind of a challenge, especially as you
Yeah.
get drunker and drunker. remember where we are in the schedule. So, and you guys out there are the ones who benefit the most.
We love you all.
We do love you.
Yeah, you guys are the best.
Scoville.
you're all right. You can make some more money, though.